What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Be Unique podcast. I'm your host, Janae E. Giria, and I'm so excited about the conversation that we're going to have today. I know that it looks different. We're online, and y'all just gonna have to roll with the punches. That's just what we're gonna have to do today. We just gotta do what we gotta do. But today, I am so excited about the guests that I have. These ladies are my closest friends. They know everything about me. So already just y'all just bear with us. We letting y'all in our group chat today. You're never supposed to let nobody in your group chat, but we letting y'all get a little bit of the group chat today. And just a fun fact, if you're just now following me, I have been married for almost a year now on the 23rd. So we're gonna clap it up for that, clap it up for that. And a fun fact about me and my friends that I'm about to introduce, well, I'll let them introduce themselves, is that we all are married, one, and two, all of us met our spouses online. Crazy. We met all of our spouses online. And people be asking me questions all the time, like how? Like how do you first of all, how do you have married young friends that all go to church and everything like that? And how are you finding men in these times? And I like just a whole bunch of questions. So hopefully we can answer some of those questions for you guys today. So you guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about you, how long you've been married, how old you are, if you want to share that, whatever you want to share. Tell us who you are.
Want me to go first, TK?
Okay, I'm Tekayah, but they call me TK. I've been married for 3 years now, and we are almost 2 kids in.
Hey.
So we thank God for that.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Sharde. I am 30 years old and I've been married for a year now. And so I'm excited to be going on another year.
And you are a new mom. She a new mom, y'all.
Yes.
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 Dallas.
I
So
am a new mommy to a 5-month-old baby girl. She turns 6 months next week.
wow.
Yes.
Already, the
So
time
excited.
going by fast. And if y'all see me looking to the side, just my little notebook. Y'all already know I already have my notebook over here. So first, I just wanted to open up, like, just tell us really quickly. Well, no, I'll start with all met each other. We've been knowing each other for about, I was trying to calculate, it's around 6 years now. 5, six
hmm
years. We all dance. That's another fun fact about us. We all dance, and that's how we met each other through ministry. And once we got with each other, it we can't be without each other now. It doesn't matter. We can argue. You can throw something at the wall. I'm going to come back and be like, hey, and those are the friends that you have to have in your corner. So these are those friends for me. And so with that, I guess with us talking about relationships, I want to go back and just start on who was TK or who was Sharde before you got married, your single life, before we entered our married, because dating nowadays is just it's tricky. It's too much going on right now.
A lot.
So tell us how your single life was before the husbands came and all of that. Did you always want to be married? Did you always want to be in a relationship where you like, I just want to be myself? What was that like? You can tell us, Shay. You can go first.
So for sure, I was like, I am a singles advocate and I want to do a discussion panel. And um, I don't know, I just had like a lot of time. There was also moments of discouragement, I guess you can say. There was moments where I was like, will I ever get married?
Hmm.
I'm like, 28, Lord. But ultimately, I think my singleness, it was a period before I got married that was just smooth coasting. Like I was just cool being single. I was fine. Just me and the Lord.
Hmm.
Um, I hung out with my friends. I was in my undergrad as well and working. So eventually it went well.
Hmm.
Eventually.
Yeah, what about you, TK? How were you in your single life? It was your turn.
For me, my single life, it started. I would say I was like It started at 23, like when I made up my mind that I wanted to love God first, to have a relationship with him. And then that's when that's when I learned how to be who I am, how to love God first. And then I think I would say going, like, if someone told me at 21 that I wasn't gonna get married till 28, I probably would have jumped off a cliff. Like, I don't want to wait that long, because it's a long time, and I think I just made my standards known ahead of time with everybody I dated and asked God to move them out the way if they're the one, or to allow something to click if they were. And he definitely moved people out the way. And that's how I knew, like, that's how my journey was before marriage.
Yeah, but what about like dating? When you did, okay, like I do want to date, I do want to get to know people. Like, were you the type of person like, let me go out, let me try to meet people, or like what type of person were you looking for a relationship, or were you like, if I get in a relationship now, I want to get married?
Yeah.
Like, what? Or I just don't want to get married. I just want to be a hot girl out here, whatever, doing whatever. What,
Hot girl
what,
out.
like, what? Because it's some girls, we be thinking about the wedding since we were kids. So when we go into dating and stuff like that, that's what we're looking for in everybody that we try to come in contact with. But were you in that space before you got married, or you just like, Lord, he'll just come whenever he comes?
I was definitely friendly and available. I was flirtatious. I definitely made it known, okay, that I'm single. So it was like, I mean, I knew I wanted the Lord to send the guy. I knew that. I just didn't know where it was gonna come from, how it was gonna work out. But I had two standards. You gotta have the Holy Ghost, and you have and we have to be around the same age. I think that's what the other standard was. I don't remember. So he could be ugly, he could be broke, he could be, as long as you got Jesus, like, that's all that matters. But
No, that's true because nowadays girls are like, he gotta have six figures, he gotta do this, he
mm-hmm.
gotta do that, he gotta do that. So I guess Sharde, can you tell us like how you started to like make your standards or your non-negotiables, or because there was times I'm sure I went out on dates where I thought I had standards, but I would just my standards, I would be adjusting them all the time for
Mhm.
whatever because you just like the person or whatever. But how did you create boundaries and standards for yourself in the dating field and being Christian, a Christian woman?
I think for me, like through experience, like so over time, I would like when I first started dating, I wouldn't say that I didn't have standards, but I was bending a little bit, like my standards, right? But then as I grew in Christ and then as I like experienced dating someone with kids, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this no more. No baby mama drama, none of that. And then, it was a different experience the next time I dated someone, who was using substance and I don't smoke or drink. So, it was like, okay, I was kind of bending because I really liked this person, and, but then as I got older, I guess you can say more mature, I was like, okay, no, there's a standard that you can have. And it's okay to say no. It's okay for me to be like, hey, this isn't somebody that I want to be with. I'm not even this way. So now, you're able to see what you deserve, I guess you can say, or see what you want. And it's okay to desire something like that's fine. You don't have to bend because out of desperation. And there were times where I was desperate dating and I wanted to be with someone. And so, sometimes it was at the expense of like my morals. But as I started to recognize who God say I am, then I was able to like step away and choose things that were better for me. And filter out some things. And once I was standing up for myself, I got to see who was really for me, and who wasn't. And so I think it's just growth, honestly. It was growth and through my experiences of dating where I was like, okay, yeah, I can't do this. This isn't it. So I don't know, maybe sometimes you have to go through certain experiences for you to
Mm-hmm.
kind of learn from them and ultimately decide like, okay, what is it worth? Like what is my worth?
Yeah, because I think that now, especially everything is just so one, accessible, and people are kind of just like, I can just do whatever I want to do right now with whoever I want to do with, and everything is okay. So it almost makes you feel like I have to bend how I think or how I feel if I'm going to either be with someone or accept someone, or
Yeah.
if I want to, like, if I want to date, then I need to be a little bit more loose with my list, or loose with my standards, because it's like, oh, you can't have too many standards. They're not gonna be
Yeah.
everything that you are on the list, and just throw the list away. And it's like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
Like, you can still have a list,
Right.
but, well, not necessarily a list or whatever your standards or what your non-negotiables, what I'm going to do, because I do believe that you attract what you are, like, or what you
Yeah.
put out. So I do think that there was a period in, like, the beginning of dating where I kind of was coming in contact with the same type of guy
Yeah.
in
Oh
the
yeah.
beginning, because I'm like, oh, okay, like, I'm still dealing with the same things, and I keep on bending for these same things. And in the moment I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with that anymore,
Mhm.
then it's almost like the person stepped back, like, oh, so now you got standards for yourself? Now you want to do this for yourself? So I think that it
Yeah.
was good that you said that it's okay to have standards. It's okay
Oh
to be
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to, like, if I don't like something, I'm not gonna be like, it's certain stuff where it's like, okay, you be smacking, that's something that you can adjust. I can close your mouth when you're chewing. We can fix that. But, like, it's just certain non-negotiables, like you said, using substance or drinking whatever, like, and I don't do that. So I don't
Yeah.
have to bend that, and I know that I don't like doing stuff like that. So I think that that's good. So with dating online, a lot of people are meeting online because social media is just all over the place. So
Right.
were you just were you both, like, just at a point where you just like, okay, one, it was the pandemic, so we really wasn't outside like that. It's too many germs, too many people, it's too much going on. So let me just try online dating. How did you get in that world? How did that start?
Well, I think for me, because like the start of the pandemic, like I had another relationship that, I explored
Mm,
and it didn't work. But then this was kind of like going out of the pandemic, kind of sort of. But I think like dating online ever since the pandemic was like revamped. And yeah, it's some parts it's whack, but as we can see, we're all like a success story from
mm,
dating online. But I think that with me, I think what made me kind of like go for it was that I had mutual friends online with my husband.
mm.
So, and then I remember talking to you guys like, hey, it's this guy. He's so cute. And then TK was like, message him, message him, message him.
No,
And I was like, no, it's like 10 o'clock at night.
It
no,
sure
and I was
was.
like, well, yeah, you were telling her, like, message him. She's like, no, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow morning. I'm like, no, he could see the message tomorrow morning.
Right.
Somebody else can text him tonight, and you'll miss tomorrow morning.
Right.
Text him right now.
Poor Sharde.
Right. So I remember just going for I think for me, it was just comforting to know, like, okay, this person is real because he has other mutual friends with me. And then also, too, I asked my mutual friends, like,
Mm,
hey, do you know him? Because I
mm,
see that you're friends with him.
mm.
Um, so that kind of just gave me extra cushion. Um, I don't know for me, but what would you say, TK?
I used the app. So, but I went in there knowing what I wanted. And like the way we matched was like how he spoke my love language. And
Mm,
I wouldn't have thought he was it. I just wouldn't have. But after conversation, that's how I knew, like, oh wait, we're the same person. We got the same views, the same. So
Yeah.
for me, like it was a one and done. I had never used online a dating app, but I knew my outside circle, like I wasn't social. I was going to church and I would come home and go to work. I worked from home at the time. So there was no social activity for me. I didn't like to go out.
mm,
Things like that. So it was like, well, let me give this a try. So
mm.
that's what made me like go toward the dating apps, and it worked out in my favor. 1 week. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, which is that's why I'm just like, guys,
Yes.
all the stories we don't have time to go through all of our stories
Mhm.
but I do think something that we skipped over that was important that Sharde brought up is having friends that's kind of like in the same, like
Yeah.
doing the same thing as you, because
Yes.
it did give me a little bit of comfort to be like, okay, I can open up to my friends about this, and you guys didn't like make me sound crazy or anything like that. Well, TK, I had to apologize to TK because she she was the first one out of all. She is truly
Oh,
the big sister. She did everything first before we before we did it. So she
For
kind of was
sure.
like the guinea pig that went out and experiment, and then we was like, oh, okay, it worked out for her. It may work out for me. But at the time, I think when my singleness, it it I was the one that was kind of like I give up in this area.
mhm.
Like I don't like the men's was just not. I said, Lord, I'll take the next batch, whatever batch comes out next. If they're better, I'll go with that batch because this is ghetto. Because it just seemed like nobody had any moral values, or when it came to my Christian walk and the values that I tried to instate in myself, it was always, well, you like the marriage type, and I'm not. I don't want to get married right now. And then
That
so
got on my
you
nerves.
started to think like, so what? So if I'm not like, putting myself out there or putting myself out there as a certain way, like, so what do y'all want? Like you want a wife, but you also want, somebody that's the total, opposite, or putting themselves not just physically, but in every which way, just out there and just
Right.
dating
Hmm.
whoever. But my friends, you guys were there to always just hold me accountable. Like, don't lose your values. Don't go beside yourself. Like, pay attention to his actions. Pay attention to what he's saying and stuff like that. And I think that that is a part that helped a lot,
Yeah.
because sometimes when you like somebody, you need those friends to be like, hey, but maybe we're going to pay attention to that red flag that he just threw out there, or that he may be a good guy. He put yourself out there, blah blah blah. Um, but yeah, I think that that's good. So I heard Sade, if you are dating online, I heard you say mutual friends. That
Oh
helps.
yeah.
Like you try to see if they have some type of mutual friends. But me and TK were kind of the opposite. Both of our husbands are not even close enough to have a mutual friend in California. So
We only had God on our side. I
Yeah.
mean, Sade did too. Sade did too, but she had God
Yeah,
and
because people
friends.
he
could
did.
some people's opinions are very subjective. So
Yeah.
it may just be what they experience of that person and not
Yeah.
Hmm.
necessarily how they are in a relationship.
Yeah, but the Lord knew that in order for her to, like, he knew that you couldn't be in a situation like how me and TK was. He knew in
Oh,
order for
absolutely not.
Sade in order for Sade to do this, like he knew the things that you needed, those standards, those values, whatever. He knew what you needed, and he had to show you those things in order for you to feel comfortable. And I think that that's cool. So would you recommend, or would you tell somebody else to meet somebody online? Not a
I
10 recommend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like definitely in today's like dating world, I would.
Mhm.
I think ultimately though, the common denominator in all of our situations was like God was in it and ordained all of it. So I think that if someone is dating online, just definitely having a standard. Um, I think knowing what you want to, like how TK said, she knew exactly what she wanted. So she wasn't just like online, like, "Oh, I just want to have a good time, but she knew that she wanted someone that was Holy Ghost filled, someone that wants a family, that, is very serious. He's not just here to play. So, I think just kind of being intentional with whatever dating plan that you do, I think that's like key too. Like you kind of have to know what you want so that you're able to
Yeah.
recognize what it is that is for you. And then also too, like that spiritual aspect too, like, asking the Lord, hey, show me, Lord, what you want from, like, show me what you want me to have, like, and prepare me while I'm waiting, Lord, prepare me to be what I want. Like, like if I want someone that is respectful, Lord, help me to be respectful. Or if
Yeah.
I want someone that,
Mhm.
have their stuff together and have good credit, Lord, help me to get my credit together. It's like, it's kind of like those things kind of have
Mhm.
all lined up. And then I feel like that can definitely help you in advantage of dating, whatever way you date, whether it's online or in person, or whichever way.
Yes, know what you want. If you're gonna online date, know what you want. Don't go to play or to see, because
Right.
that's how you get in trouble.
Right. And there's other, of course, practical things like, well, not, I don't want to say practical, but if I had to say some advice other than mutual friends and everything that they said that was already so good, um, I would say to listen to what pay attention to their actions, pay attention because you already online.
Big
If
time.
that person is not making any effort to come see you, any effort to come talk to you, any effort to do anything, like
Mhm.
the guy should be showing some type of effort. Like when he, one thing that I did learn with all of us is that when a man knows, he knows.
Mhm.
And I was a person that didn't believe that, that did not believe that. So just know when a when a guy knows he gonna make it happen, whether you in California and he in Florida, he go figure out some type of way to make it happen, some type of way to make sure that you know that he's thinking about you, that he wants to see you, that he'll make the time to see you, he'll book the time, book the flight, whatever he has to do. So just know if somebody else not doing it, it's somebody else just swiping, somebody else that can do it. Anyway, so I did want to move on. So okay, so you meet your person online, or I don't want to say your person, your husband or this man online at the time, and then
Yeah.
you guys are dating and everything. But with society encouraging divorce, separation, and everything like that, even in the Christian community, it's a 50. I think it's up to like 50% or more in the divorce rates right now, especially in our age or older, people separating, things like that. So why in these times, why was marriage something that was important to you or something that you were still willing to do? Like why marriage? Why did you want to get married? One of y'all can answer.
Well, it was a desire. My desire was always to be a godly wife and mother. So for me, it's something that was designed by God. It's a gift from Him, and I wanted it.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's not a good answer, but it's just, something that I put in the work to become. I really prepared myself for it. So it's like I feel like I'm fit to do it. Once I got in, it was a different story.
Mhm.
But honestly, like it's I wanted to get married because I wanted to commit myself to Christ and then
Mhm.
to have a person. I know God didn't make man to be alone. I want to be Eve and I
Right.
want to be helpmeet. And
Mm.
so that's what I did, well, that's what God did.
Feel like I accepted it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think my reason's the same as TK's. Definitely, it was a desire. I wanted to be with someone. I wanted to show my love. I wanted to
Yeah.
receive love. I wanted children. And so I think ultimately it was definitely a desire that was in me that I couldn't wait to grasp, that I was excited to welcome in my life.
Mm.
And I think it was honestly like worth all the waiting. It was worth waiting.
Yeah, definitely rewarding.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely would say that when you do finally meet that person, I realize how much time I wasted, first of all. I realize I put up with a whole bunch of stuff that I just should not have put up with, or a confidence, or I thought I held myself to a standard, or that I knew like, oh, I don't need this and I don't need that. But when I met my husband, it was hard for me to even believe that he was a good man because I experienced like it was just bad. Like it was just bad. And then with everyone feeling like, there's options out there and like somebody could just leave you at any moment or just no consistency or whatever the case may be, it was hard for me to believe like that I can still be married. That a man that actually wants to just be with me and me only, don't want anything outside of that, don't desire anything outside of wanting to be married to one person. That wanted to please God in his marriage more than himself. Care about God more than himself, I should say. So I do think that when you do meet the right person, they'll push you, they'll encourage you, and it realize how much time you wasted. How much time you wasted in the past.
Literally. It's funny because we're all like, I mean, TK's was like top record.
Y'all, TK,
all pretty much
you have to
like
come on the podcast by or
yeah, TK has a beautiful story.
It is.
We all kind of just like it took no time. It took literally no time. And we used to have these conversations. When we get married, we're gonna do this. Oh yeah, we're gonna do this. And it's just everything just happened like literally.
Yeah.
Like,
but we also were like in that we went through a lot before our spouses came.
That is so true.
Like that's going back to friends, it like you have to have friends. We were up praying, like having prayer nights and not specifically just for like our spouses, but we were praying like when I would pray for Sharde's future spouse. I would pray for TK's future spouse, or they would pray for my future spouse before they even got there. Like we literally once a week we was on the phone like praying, putting out our prayer requests, praying. And so when our partners came, it just was like it was just like back to back. But at the same time, we were so happy, even not even just for ourselves, but just for each other, because we thinking about those nice words, like Sharde was saying, like, oh my God, I can't wait to do this, or we go take couples trips, or when TK have her kids and Sharde have her kids, and like we gonna be aunties, like all, and then to see all of that stuff today is like really crazy, because we'd be crying like, Lord, this is too much. But
dating is ghetto. Remember when dating was ghetto?
For sure.
Dating is ghetto. I still stand by that. I pray
for sure.
Unique.